Alright, welcome back for round 2. We have a bit of modern Gauntlet going on. We're on the Colourless Eldrazi list, which came in second at the most recent Pro Tour, piloted by Ivan Flock. Hopefully we can get a few wins. We came up against the first place blue-red Eldrazi list, and suitably they defeated us in close games. So now I'd like to play against the rest of the field and get a couple of wins. Let's get this match underway. Alright, won the die roll, so we'll play first. We have a turn 1 Mimic, a few other lands, Thought Not Seer, eventually Chalice the Void, so I think hopefully we're not against a super fast deck and we'll be okay, but a turn 2 Chalice could mean a lot of damage. So let's keep this one. Be interesting to see what our opponent is on. Alright, so let's get the Mimic down. Ghost Quarter with Relic of Progenitus. Okay. A few decks run Relic. I don't know how many of them run main deck Relic. I think one of the Colourless decks did run a main deck Relic. I'm just going to take a minute. Let's have a bit of a look at what decks run main deck Relic. So sideboard. Blue-black Eldrazi has 4 relics in the main. Green-red Valakut has main deck relics. And that's it. Okay, so in that case I can turn off relics and Scrabbling Claws with a X of 1, but that doesn't seem like it's worth much. So possibly just holding off. There's just no point really in playing Chalice of 1. I mean, don't know if there's much point in not playing Chalice for 1. I really don't know if it should get that down or not. I mean, playing Chalice for 2 doesn't do much either, so I think I just play it in case he has more relics or Scrabbling Claws. Next turn I get to drop a Thought Not Seer. Yeah, definitely blue-black Eldrazi. And he's come off to a very slow start. 4 Chalices. Okay. Yes, I would like a 4/4, and I would like to take a Reality Smasher out of my opponent's hand. Good lord. Mana Reshaper is going to allow them to block, but Reality Smasher I just can't deal with. So let's take that out. So we're going to have a 3-2 swinging in next turn. Get 2 Urborg. Shaper and Smasher to go. So unless he drew a Dismember or a Gutshot, I was pretty safe there. Endless 1. Pretty good. I can't stop Reality Smasher with the Chalice, so I think I just send out an Endless 1 for 5. And get in with Eldrazi Mimic. Don't really want to trade off Thought Not Seer for a bunch of card advantage from my opponent. As if thought not see a trades with Mana Reshaper. Sure. That's fine. Could Chalice for 0. Don't think there's any zeros that need to be prevented. It's converted mana cost, so it's what it is on the stack. Just wait for our opponent. We've got the whole David here. Seems a bit confused by the blocking idea. There we go. Wasteland Strangler. Fortunately for my opponent, that's not going to do what he wants it to do. Well, ideally. Just going to have a 3-2 for free if he wants it. And he does. So he can use that ability by exiling my Mimic. But even if he did, it wouldn't actually change anything. That's fine. My creature can have -3, -3 if you want to process it. Alright, so he has Reality Smasher, which can come down and attack. In that case, I'm fairly sure I'll block with Endless One. He has Reality Smasher and an Urborg in hand. So he has Urborg and 1 unknown and no mana untapped, so he can't dismember. I don't think he can afford to attack, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. See, this is ridiculous. These 2 lands should not be. Shouldn't have to see which is which. Using read so I don't screw it up. So let's attack. I'm happy to trade damage if he wants to let that come through and then swing back with Smasher. That's fine with me. Get the Mimic down. So the blue-black deck has some slightly scary options. They have the Drowner of Hopes, which can start coming down pretty soon. Sure, exile that. They work on this processing part. So World Breaker is the big payoff card. It's only a one-off though. They also have Blight Herders and Drowner of Hopes. So they have a few large creatures that can cause a lot of problems. Probably should have floated a black there, rather than just playing out Urborg. Tapped Crossroads for Colourless, so there's possibly another Smasher. Or a large endless one. I'll get a Smasher. Alright. Happy enough with that. And at this point I've got some life total to play with, so if he wants to attack, send it in. Alright. So endless one's going to work out very well here. And I think I just tap everything. Go for 6. Make a Mimic big. Always yield. I do want a 6/6. And I would like to attack with 6/6. This gives you us a good idea of how it would have been to be Ivan Flock playing in the Pro Tour. Just got the Eldrazi mirrors all day. Yeah, nice trying to hide the Reality Smasher back there, but I actually want it dead. And we'll send it back. So we're in a good spot for now. If our opponent is able to find themselves a Drowner or a Blightherder, or worse, a Worldbreaker, we could be in a lot of trouble. But it is a one-of in the deck, so we've got, hopefully, a fair chance that doesn't happen. Matter Reshaper. So he can pretty comfortably block the Endless one now with a Reshaper and a Strangler. That'll get him a card back as well. A Ratchet Bomb. So I think I just want to send in and get some damage happening. My opponent's out of cards. Get a Nexus up. And given my deck curves at 5, I don't think I'm too worried about trading Mutavault either. Send in the team. So kill both of those. I can choose not to kill the Matter Reshaper if I want to. But it's just going to be there to block next time. This gives my opponent a few cards to work with, but Scrabbling Claws is dead. And they get to draw a card here. So not super excited about giving my opponent a free card, letting them dig a bit deeper. In order to get as much damage through as possible, that's what we've got to do. Ended up being a he lost 2 creatures, I lost 1 creature, he got a card back, so 2 for 2. Sort of neutral exchange. Okay, sure. This can try and cycle through, find something. Yeah, it's only 4 mana at the moment. So, being a little bit constricted, his Drowner of Hopes can't be cast without another land. He can get a Blight Herder down. Could have got a Blight Herder down. He's found a land, so Drowner of Hope turned on. So he'll have 6 mana next turn. Thought Not Seer, or an Endless one for 4. Thought Not Seer, sure, you can take either of the useless cards in my hand. Probably take the Ratchet Bomb, given how appallingly useless the Chalice is at the moment. The Relics and the Scrabbling Claws are just there for cycling purposes and to enable the processing. So. I'm going to force my opponent to block with Thought Not Seer, or try to. I could animate both the Mutavaults, and that forces a block on a Mutavault. Get the Mimic, or I can just guarantee damage over the top, which is probably better. Animate using mana here. Animate this. So he can take this hit. It means he doesn't give me a card. I don't need to know that. But it sends him down to 2. Which means I have a lot of lethal threats on board. He's really then needing to draw one of his big payoffs. And he is. Because even Worldbreaker, he's taking 1. Worldbreaker isn't enough to get him out of this. Because I can have up to 4 lethal threats in play. Drowner of Hope is 3, so that would do it. But he would have to sacrifice both his Scions in order to tap down the Blinkmoth Nexus. Yep. So this is pretty much the only way he gets out of that, is with the Drowner of Hope. And he's going to want to hope that I don't draw a good Eldrazi. Can't attack, because he needs to be able to block. Herborg. Herborg allows me to have an additional threat. Possibly. Let's animate this, paying 1. He's got a Ghost Quarter up too. Animate this. Paying 1. Okay. So if I go to attacks, he taps down these 2 guys, or at least one of them, kills the other one with Ghost Quarter. If I animate one of these as well, he's not going to be able to deal 20, so we'll go to attacks and we'll force him to make the play. So he can kill a Nexus, and he can tap them. But when those 2 are gone, those 2 are gone. attack all out. He sacks Ghost Quarter to kill the Nexus. Blocks Mimic with Scion. Endless One has to be blocked somewhere. Possibly blocks here, here, and here. So I lose both of these. He loses the Scion. Ah! Misclicked. It's supposed to attack. May have messed up a bit. Yep, that was terrible. That was a terrible misclick. I should have attacked with the Endless One. Giving him another turn. Oh, that's horrible. He's got 2 Ghost Quarters up as well. Yeah, I've pretty much handed the game over here. It's not completely over, but that was a big turn and I messed it up. Thought-Knot's here, sure, you can take my Chalice. Spirit Guide doesn't do a lot of good work here. He's got the Ghost Quarters, so this doesn't actually do a whole lot. Yes, there is a couple of options. Wastes. Yes. Yeah, the double Thought-Knot Seer block is a good one. Fortunately, my opponent still can't really afford to attack. just down to who gets to draw the best thing. In a long game, the blue-black list is stronger. Dismember is not enough. Although, if I dismember the Drowner of Hope, and attack all out, I attack with 3. A Mimic and a Mutavault gets killed, and the Scion dies. Thought-Knot Seer stays, so he ends up with just Thought-Knot Seer against Mutavault. That seems bad, so we'll wait. It's possible I just end-step Thought-Knot Seer. Allow myself to draw an extra card. Wasteland Strangler, sure. Kill off my Eldrazi Mimic. Okay. There's so many things, so many options. Because I can dismember here. I can dismember the Drowner and attack next turn. I can dismember the Thought-Knot Seer, draw a card. I can double block the Thought-Knot Seer to trade and draw a card. I don't think I want to do that, because Ugin at the moment starts drawing me Reality Smashers. I'm just going to take this one. See what comes up. Grabbing a Smasher. That is an excellent little draw. Taps it down with Drowner of Hope. Probably. Does he? No. Okay. So depending on how he blocks, this could end the game. We're attacking. Send it. What is he gonna do? Has trample. Yep. Good. Anything else? I feel like you wish you tapped it down. This goes here. That is the blocking order. Cast Dismember on Wasteland Strangler. Black. Good game one, puts us in a nice spot. This one again, I think Oblivion Soul comes in because it feels like a grindy match. It seems like that's the sort of stuff we're going to be doing. Mana cost. Well, it is by mana cost. Alright. Ratchet Bomb I actually like in this. He has Blight Herder, Drowner of Hope to, in as far as making tokens is concerned. I can also just step it up once and take out Relic, Scrabbling Claws. I'm taking out Chalice because it's just not good. Chalice of the Void, not a good card. Pithing Needle. I don't think Pithing Needle is where we want to be. Spellscite and Warping Whale. Again, I'm having a look at the list now, and there's no removal. There's just none. There's Warping Whale in the sideboard, and Spatial Contortion in the sideboard. And there are 4 of them. So he can kill off my Mimics and those sorts of things, but I don't know how important Spellscite is to this match. For me, Warping Whale countering a sorcery seems unlikely because he hasn't got any. I can hit Mimics and I can hit tokens. That's not really worth it. Pithing Needle is name a card unless they're mana abilities, so I can't turn off. I can turn off the Eye of Ugin's second ability. I can turn off Ghost Quarter. I'll put a Ratchet Bomb in for now. I just don't know about these Spellskites, whether I want something else like a Warping Whale. I mean, they're decent blockers, so we can probably just leave them in. Just in case. Alright, let's run it back this way. Ratchet Bomb at least can crank up and hit some 3s. He does have a lot of 3s between Matter Reshaper and Wasteland Strangler. Glad I don't have one in my hand first, though. Alright, this is a tricky bloody hand. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do with this hand, because Eye of Ugin is clearly incredible. Urborg allows it to tap for mana, so I can play 3 mana Eldrazi on turn 2, other than Mana Reshaper. And Blink Multi-Nexus. I think I keep, based on the power of Eye of Ugin, it is just incredible. I have some ways to slow the game down with Dismember and that sort of thing as well, so I'm hoping my opponent doesn't just smash through the gate straight away. One Mimic isn't too bad. I think I play a Blink Multi-Nexus and pass it back. This allows me to play Eye of Ugin to cast a 3-drop if I need to, or I can play Urborg and animate my Blink Multi-Nexus next turn. It's up to 3 mana, this is scary. Wasteland Strangler, just a raw Wasteland Strangler. I am debating the merits of Dismembering here, just for the fact that Dismember this early, it's a really important card later on, but I have the Smashers and the Thought-Knot Seers that can do so much damage once he gets up to his mana. If I just kill off a Strangler now, save myself some damage. Yeah, we're gonna Dismember here. I mean, it allows my opponent to screw up his Eldrazi Mimic as well if he decides to go with yes. I hope he goes with yes, because that will kill his Eldrazi Mimic. user's last known information, and the last known information was the Strangler, at -2, -3. Alright, Spell Skite. Here's a nice blocker. Am I likely to want to play a Reality Smasher? So if I play Book 2 of Yawgmoth, I have Reality Smashers for days. So let's do that. And just start jamming with Reality Smashers next. The difference there with Blinkmoth Nexus means I don't show my opponent Urborg, don't give him access to free black mana, that sort of thing. The main thing is that Ivuga now taps 4 mana. So I'll have 3 lands that can all tap for mana, as well as the 2 mana discount, so it's actually tapping for 3. Aha, Warping Whale. Good card, apparently. Another Eldrazi Mimic. Going to be a little bit too slow. Take 2. I'm not actually going to be able to attack with this Smasher, unfortunately. So here I want to sort of chain some Reality Smashers together. When I get up to 7 mana, 2 spells. My opponent with 4, possibly 5 mana, moving into the position to start casting things like Blightherder and Drowner of Hope, and Reality Smashers of his own, and I can't really afford that to happen. So, need to get on the board, need to get myself in a position to stop Eldrazi Mimics destroying me. A Wasteland Strangler is going to make my life a little difficult, so I have 1 card in exile. So he's going to get in for 6, is the long and the short of that. I mean, I can block a Mimic, trade one of my Mimics for a Reality Smasher, or I take 6 and go to 6. And then he swings back in next turn for as much, if not more. No, I'm just going to take it. We're taking 6. Eldrazi Temple lets me play lots of things, so we're going to do that. Yeah, I can't afford you having a Reality Smasher in your hand. Play another Reality Smasher. Colourless 1/1. So he can get Blightherder down and make his guys 4/5s. But even so, they can't effectively attack. Chooses not to put Blightherder down. Right. I know his last card is Blightherder. So I think I can attack with these guys. fact that I can play both of these out this turn means I'm pretty safe in attacking. So the blue-black deck showing those triggers on. Now he can buff up his Eldrazi Mimics here and attack and encourage me to block with a Thought-Knot Seer, which is going to start to refill his hand. But by the same token, I have Matter Reshaper and Blinkmoth Nexus as blockers. Alright. Not doing anything else with it, so let's just animate this so I know all of my options on blocks. I can eat this. Block. I mean, he's very close to dead next turn. He's just given up. Yeah, so I swing back with 10 trample plus a Thought-Knot Seer, so even if I just put Blinkmoth here, so he just wanted to go in with everything and hope that I screwed it up. Alright, well that's match 2 of the Gauntlet. We can head back to the details and we're going to be rolling straight into match 3. So I'll see you guys for the final round in just a few moments.